I'm gonna set this all the way back. Oh, right there. Impromptu going live, but I'm gonna go get some water because my water bottle was empty. Hold on. Oh, hold on, you guys. Oh shoot. I guess I should plug this in, huh? This is a very impromptu, very impromptu video. But I'm gonna leave it up for a minute before we go into the new week. Because I just made a post. Go dog on it. Girl, yes, this is my bonnet, honey. I just came in the house and snatched my wig off. So here we are. Um, I just made a video, and I'm not gonna put all that stuff on here, but I just made a video on my private Facebook page, and I'm like, oh, I just said something that can translate over to this page. So I wanted to go ahead and go live real quick. Why are you all doing this? You all are doing this for a reason beyond liking to do nails and beyond liking to do designs. You see, I ain't say designs, because I'm serious, like for real. This is beyond this. A lot of us want freedom. A lot of us really want freedom, and that's the reason why we're wanting to do nails, because we found something that we actually like to do and we don't mind working. We just want to be working hard at something that we want to do so it doesn't feel like work. Because the truth of the matter is, we all know that many of us work a lot of hours every week. We all work a lot of hours, yet we still want to do it. So the key, really, I talk all this stuff and all of that is true and what I'm saying, but from that video I did on Facebook to here, the real key is that we want to be free, and we want to be financially free. But really what we want to do is we want to be wealthy. I use this word because I was discussing the Kobe Bryant, Gayle King thing, and the word wealthy came up a lot. So I said, Dad, the word wealthy is powerful, and a lot of people don't understand the difference. We really want to be wealthy. So what we really want to do is we want to be happy all the way around. It's not just about the financial part of it. It's really about freedom, having time to spend with your kids, being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. You don't want to be like, I don't know if I can go or do this because I got to put in a request. I got to fill in a form in my job, and they tell me what I do with my life. Because that's really what working a job is. When you work a job and you want to go somewhere on a vacation, you got to fill out a form in a lot of cases, and you got to wait to see if they tell you that you can go. So basically you want control of your life. So while we're talking about the money, a lot of us just like doing nails, we like doing the designs, we like making people feel good. But the other part is we want our life back. We want to own the time that we have on this earth, because we all, even though we don't want to think about it, subconsciously we all know that we're not here forever. So we want to make sure that we spending the time on this earth in the way that we want to spend it. And something like doing nails represents that. Anytime you can work for yourself, it represents that. You know? So that's number 2. And then number 3 is you want to have control, but the third part of it is you want to have control of your time. Those are 2 separate things. You can have control overall, but your time is specifically important to most people as you get older and you're trying to figure out what you want to do with your life, because you realize that every moment, every second, you constantly losing time. So we need to look at things in a bigger light than I just want to do nails. The one thing that's really going to push you to go after your dreams is to realize that you want to try to achieve wealth. And I had this deep down inside of me back when I was young, and that's what pushed me to do a lot of things that most people hadn't done. It was me achieving wealth. And for a lot of you all, A lot of us. I'm just now wrapping my mind around this now and I'm getting older. Wealth is not just financial. Wealth is about overall stability, overall health, physical health, mental health, financial health. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for wealth, having health in all these different areas. Okay? And so when you go on this journey, it's gonna, if you, for those of you all who really want to work for yourself and work in the beauty field for real, you're gonna have to work on a few things in order to stay with it, because it gets mentally taxing in a lot of different ways. You got to be looking to change your mindset. You got to be looking into how you, in the beginning, you got to look at it from the other end of the spectrum, because as you're starting out, you're going to have to be a little more strict with your finances, right? So you're going to have to get into control. So you're going to have to put restraint and control on these different areas. You got to put restraint and control on your finances in the beginning, because you can't just be out spending money. You might have to do your own hair. You can't go be getting these wigs and weaves and all this because you invest in your business, right? Mentally, hi Joshua, mentally, when you come into this business, you're going to have some control and restraint, because mentally it's going to be very taxing on your mind. There are going to be a lot of days. There may be a lot of weeks. I still go through it. Cece still goes through it. All my friends still go through it, where you're like, I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I piss people off. I don't know if I can make my bills. I don't know if I can pay this bill. We've all been there, and we still go through it, depending on, like I told you, stuff trends. When stuff trends and moves, it affects everyone in the industry. If you're not mentally working and training your mind to be independently wealthy, we're talking about how to be wealthy and what being wealthy means. If you're not getting your mind ready for these ups and downs in this industry, that's going to affect your overall wealth. Right? So I'm just saying all of this to say, we want wealth. We want control over our time. Let's go into the third thing. We're talking about time here. You got to have restraint and control over your time if you say you want to do this. We're talking about being wealthy for those of you all who are just coming in. Control and restraint over your time. In the beginning, you're going to have to put time in. It may be time into practicing. And once you get your clientele going, like me, a lot of times, like tonight, I went to 2 birthday parties. The first one I went to, somebody that I knew was trying to get me to sign up for these trips. One trip I signed up for and I reneged on. I said, you know what, I can't, they're playing my life that far in advance right now. I just can't, right? So the more and more I'm talking to her, I'm like, she's trying to sell me on all. She asked me if I'm coming to the class reunion and all this. I'm like, I don't know. I have to see. My life is, I can't plan my life that far in advance. You know why? Because I'm trying to go to a new level and building my personal wealth, that I have to have control and restraint over my time. Control over your time and your money is going to lead you to a future that gives you complete freedom in terms of money, in terms of your control and your time. So it's 2 different ends of the spectrum. If you have to replay this video, play it again. But another video that came off my Facebook personal page, when I started talking about wealth, I said, man, I need to put this on my nail page, because nail techs need to understand that you guys are really doing this because you want to be independently wealthy. And I'm not just talking about money. If that's way over somebody's head, what I'm saying, just put some comments or ask any questions right here below. But I'm so serious, like, you guys, you got to have a certain mental capacity to be in this business, because it is not all the time pretty. I could really make this page grow way bigger than I promise you, on my mom's grave. I can make this page grow super fast. I can make this page grow like within, I could get it up there really quickly, like in a couple of months. But I go on a lot of these Facebook pages and I read the comments. Some of these Facebook pages got some of the most ignorant people in the world. I don't even want to talk to them, and I do not want them on my page, because I know they're going to bring in bad energy and ignorance. And I'm trying to talk to people who really want to, do some real stuff. Like, the way that a lot of those girls think in those Facebook groups is just, it's not going to gel with what I got to say. But for those of you all who keep coming back and you really want to have wealth in your life and be able to spend time with your kids and not have to worry about your bills and have a 401k like everyone else, savings like everyone else, and not have to worry about money, but still have your time and freedom, which most people don't have to have those things. I'm trying to put the information out little by little because it's no one video that's going to make it happen overnight. But if you could wrap your mind around the little things that I put out, these videos, these case studies that I do, the discussions, if you guys really like take all this stuff in over time and implement and actually do the stuff, you will see what I'm talking about. You will see exactly what I'm talking about. So you guys, let's continue on this journey. That's all I had to say. I wanted to continue on this journey because I want you all to be wealthy. I'm still working towards my next level to getting wealthy, but it's mind and body, and then money follows. So it's mind and body. That's why I don't show designs on here, because that's not really the key. The key is under putting your mind and body together, putting your thoughts into action. That's where it all comes together. We got to have control over ourselves. It ain't easy up front, y'all. This job is not easy. It ain't easy. It's very stressful. And I'm going to tell you what's been happening lately. I've been waking up to putting out fires, and I can't stand waking up to problems. You get what I'm saying? As soon as I look at my phone, I'm looking at problems. DMs and stuff. When I wake up in the morning, there's always a long list of stuff, notifications that came up on my phone while I was asleep. And I can't stand it the mornings when I wake up to people saying, can I come an hour later? No, you cannot come an hour later. I'm busy, whatever. Or the people like, oh, I forgot to put this service on. I booked this, but I really meant that. Some days it's okay, but most days it's not okay. Stuff like that is just like, or a person that said, oh, I broke my nail. Can you fix it? Of course, I'm going to have to fix it. You're my regular. I'm going to have to fix it, but you're making my day harder. I wake up to stuff like that. So, I'm just like, I want to talk about those things and what they feel like, because sometimes it's mentally taxing even on me as a 30-plus year nail tech to wake up to putting out fires, I don't want to wake up tomorrow. It's a Sunday. But what happened was I didn't get ahead of my books. My books stay open 24/7, and I take it week by week. Like I told the girl at that party, I said, I can't give you no answers on. She is a travel agent, so she's trying to sad me up while we at this party. And I kept telling her I can't plan my life that in advance because I'm still in the building stages of doing some things. And I leave myself open, and I close and open my books as they flow week by week. So I don't think people say they understand, but you got to be in it to understand it. I don't. I may close my books out on a Tuesday because I'm tired and I done made enough money, but I just can't say I'm never working on Sundays. It depends on what my needs are. It does. It depends on what my needs are. We're going into tax season. I'm running an ad right now. Why are you running an ad right now? You say you got enough clients. You can never have more than enough clients in tax season. If these, I know right now the money is out there for people to just spend on frivolous stuff, I'm going to capitalize on that. That's strategically smart. Why wouldn't I get the money right now? Yeah, my books are open 7 days a week right now because I want to see how that money is flowing in. And if I get real tired one day, I'll catch a gap and I'll go in and click on my phone and close the time out. Overall, I'm working towards the next goal in my life. And so I make and adjust the sacrifices necessary to get myself to the next level. And I could tell you guys, since even starting this channel, my life has changed. And I can see the results. So a lot of people want to do this, but I want you all to know that wanting to do this and stay in this for the long term, you got to have real mental control and real physical control, all of that, financial control. You got to have control. You got to have control, like be mature and be in control. Because if not, you're going to find yourself just doing this on the side. It's so many layers to this. You got to learn your business, learn the seasons. It's a straight up real business. Like you file taxes, everything everybody else do that has their own business, you're going to be doing it too. You just happen to be doing nails. If you're not disciplined enough to say, hey, this is the busy season, I need to increase revenues by 20% this month. I look at my numbers and I'm like, I want to increase it, or it should be 25% more. Just like any other business, I do that. And whatever I need to do during that time, I adjust. And I will sacrifice going out every weekend. I will sacrifice those things. I'll go 22, 36 days straight working. If I know this is peak prom season or whatever season, and everybody trying to come to me, I hear people saying, I ain't doing it, I'm closing out. Why are you missing that money? Like, why? You can rest after. Aren't you trying to get to the next level? You closing your books 2 days every week. That's 8 days a month. Even if you only made $100 a day, you just turned down $800 that month. And you're going to make more. So you really turned down $1,600 that month. That was 3 or 4 or 5 car notes you could have just paid up front by taking those 2 days. You get what I'm saying? Like a business person, we're going to have to learn how to be more disciplined. Being a business owner, do not think that you're going to have this perfect schedule. You're going to make all this money all the time. And you're just going to be able to take Saturday night off all the time. And Sundays and Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And just make all this money every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You don't go like that. This week, I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth. I told y'all I'd be weird. For some reason, I was busy, Monday, Tuesday. Maybe one or two people on Wednesday. And then the end of the week, I got slow. I was busy Friday, but it was like I wasn't even busy on Thursday or today. I wasn't even busy today. And it's a Saturday. But I already made my money for the week. See what I'm saying? But had I been on this adamant schedule, I ain't doing this, I would have missed that money because I only work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like some nail techs want to do. That's fine, but if you would have left yourself open because you know how your clientele flows, you missed the beginning of the week and they might have went to their backup nail tech. You know, so I still, regardless of how my schedule flows, I still always meet my goals because I plan my weeks. I'm constantly in my scheduling system, adjusting. You know, depending on conversations I have with my friends, I might go in and I'll be on the phone with them. I'm like, hold on, let me look at my schedule. Hold on, let me move some stuff around. Now, I need you to let me know if we're really doing this because if not, I'm going to open my books back up. I'm constantly looking at my books all day long. All day long and my notifications because I'm going to leave my books enough to grab all that money. But if something really happens, I can adjust. But I'd rather leave it open because like I said, this past week, my money came more so at the beginning of the week, not the end. I'm trying to give a real insight as to what it's like to work as a full-time nail tech. There go my bills right behind you. Those are all my bills stacked up. Everything always stays paid on time. As a matter of fact, one of my bills, I paid it all the way down. I just paid like a week or so ago, then I paid again. I paid like a lump sum. Basically just paid it off. Yeah. I'm a nail tech. What else? Just got a credit increase on another one of my credit cards. And I'm like, wow, that's because I pay all my credit cards down. I try to keep them paid all down. I'm a nail tech. And I do that. I live the same life everybody else live, you know. But it takes a lot of discipline over my mind, my finances. I can't always just be spending money like a lot of my friends that go out and trick off money talking about getting tables and stuff. Like I'll be like, okay, so you all know this upcoming weekend is All-Star Weekend. All-Star Weekend in Chicago. So, you know, I got all these girls coming to my chair. Everybody asking me what I'm doing for All-Star Weekend. I'm like, it's all kind of stuff popping up. I don't know what I'm going to do. So people telling me stuff, but I'm like, I listen to people talk and I'm like, you can never be an entrepreneur. Let me give you an example. Hold on. Yeah, they got tables. Let's just say at this Club Vo. I'm just making that up. Club Vo. And they got tables, so we talking about getting the table like $1,500. You know, so we each gonna put up $500. You know, whatever. And I'm like, oh, for real? That's a party I would never go to. This is what I'm saying to myself. I would not, because I just won't spend money on stuff like that. Business owners would never spend no money on no mess like that unless they just made it. Once you make it, then you will spend that type of money. But entrepreneurs, especially starting out, you guys, you will not be wanting to spend your money on stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, wow. I'm like, oh, I'm like, man, I don't even know because I personally don't even believe in spending to get in places. I don't believe in spending money to spend money. And I just never have. I don't like standing in line and paying $20 at the door. Well, I ain't got no connections here, so I ain't coming. Because I don't like spending money to go in clubs. I think that's silly. Why would I have to spend money to come spend money? That's just, it's not that serious. Anyway, $500 to get in the club. If you're an entrepreneur and you starting your business off and all this new technology, y'all know all these new design things come out, you're not going to go spend $500 to go be in a section. You're not. That's where that discipline comes in. The entrepreneur in you got to kick in. And that $500 is the difference. You could have ran $100 in ads. Okay, you could have ran $100 and got a whole bunch of new clients and still had $400 left over to buy products. and just put some in your savings account, because you never know which week you're going to have good business, bad business, or what days or whatever. It does like this sometimes. That's real talk. That's a seasoned nail tech telling you this, and some may not tell you this. Some people want you to believe they got clients all day long. That's some bullshit. I don't know nobody hardly that got clients. It happens, of course, but I'm saying like all year long, every single day, they lying to y'all. I'm telling you. Anyway, let me tell you a story. Y'all want a story? Can somebody just, I don't even know if nobody here. I'm just jibber jabbering. If you want to hear this story, I'm going to tell you it's real short. Okay, Kendall. I had a client some months ago. People always tell me about people. I keep telling you, I don't know nobody like that. Really, you got to be super big for me to know you. But she telling me about this nail tech she used to go to. She was like, I had to stop going to her because something she was telling me happened. That's not even the point of the story. Think of it, she's like, she be booked, girl. She be booked up. And I'm like, for real? I said, who is she? And when she told me who it was, I'm like, I never heard of this girl. But I'm like, okay. I never heard of her. She's like, girl, yeah, her work is nice. Let me show you. She showed me her work. This particular nail tech only does short nails. But her work is very neat. Same thing I keep telling y'all, very neat work. And she does some minimalistic designs. But overall, her work is just short, neat work. Very short and neat. That's her niche. That's why I keep saying don't take the designs. It takes for you to have a certain look and feel in a brand and build around that, and the people will gravitate towards you. She showed me this girl's page, and we got into her pricing and stuff. The girl is charging, I'm talking short nails all the way down to the nub short. The girl is charging, shoot, 70, 80, 110, 120. And we talking short nails. She didn't even do long nails or medium nails, only short. And this girl was getting that type of money. Let me tell you how I have people lie. I ain't saying everybody lying, most of them lying. She went on to tell me, yeah, you see now, if you try to get in with her right now, let's say today is January 20, it's February shit. February 2020, right? She said something like, you can't even get in with her until December 2021. I said, for real? I said, wait a minute, you mean to tell me that this girl is booked up like that? She said, yeah, I'm telling you. She booked out like almost a year and a half, 2 years in advance. And this was a newer client. I ain't seen her since. Maybe I made her mad. I said, for real? I said, okay, that girl lying to you. No, she really be booked. Let's look at her books. I said, okay, click on her booking link. We clicked on her booking link. Sure enough, her books were booked out. Like, you could even go into, like, this is February 2020. You could even go all the way out to March 2021. It was still pretty much booked out with just a slot or two here or there. But hold on, you guys. Give me 1 second. Hope you all want to hear the rest of the story. Okay, so this ain't the fancy this ain't the fancy stuff. So I be trying to tell y'all stuff, but people don't want to hear me. They just think I'm somebody auntie talking shit. I'm just trying to get y'all game. Girl, we was scrolling through this girl books, and the more I started talking, I got this sitting up right here. Let me put something right here so this won't move. And the more I started scrolling, It just kept looking like that. We could have scrolled 3 years out and it was still looking like that. I looked at my client. She's a newer client. I think I only did it like once. So I said, this girl is lying on her books. She said, no, she'll be booked. I'm telling you. When you come, she got this rule. Like, if you don't come, you get charged. I just had to pay her like $80 because I couldn't make it to the appointment because I was stuck at work. And I couldn't make it. And you know, I tried to call her and see if she would work with me, but she told me she had to work, which I understood what the girl was saying, but the girl had like charged her card like $80. Like for the whole service that she was supposed to come for, she charged her for the whole thing. So that girl wasn't playing. But that girl was running the game, and it's working on people to this very day. I'm sure. I don't even remember her name. I said, honey, just think about this. I said, the girl work is good, but ain't nobody work that good. There is no one in the world, not even Tyler Perry Studios, or go to see Oprah's house or nothing like that. Even to see Oprah's house or to meet anyone or see anything, I'm not going to be like, on Wednesday, April 20th, 2022, I'm going to go do this. And I'm going to book my appointment and put a credit card down. And this is what I was telling her. I said, well, is there anything in this world other than getting on a NASA aircraft and going to the moon? Would you book something that far in advance? Nobody will book a nail appointment 2 years out. Nobody will book a nail appointment a year out. Nobody will book an appointment no more usually than 60 to 90 days out. And for 90 days, that person got to be cold. And I don't know no nail tech that's booking out appointments that far out, really, on a regular. You get what I'm saying? I was like, that girl is scamming you. Y'all. I said she's trying to make herself look booked because she's creating a marketing illusion that she is in more demand than she really is, and it's working. That's how she's able to charge so much, because now she only has to do 1 or 2 people a day. She's making her full day because the few people that she does get, she's not working as hard. She's actually working smart, but it's kind of scammy. So I really don't like that method that she's doing because it's a little scammy to me. But what she's doing is she's tricking people into thinking that she's worth a whole bunch of money. And so the people who do book, they're paying her enough. Even if she only did that one person, she still made a decent amount for the day with tip, because those type of people who would pay that much for short acrylic nails, they already have money. So you're not even dealing with broke people who are paying that much for a short set of nails. So with tip, she's already getting $100 per person. So even if she's only doing one person, you know, a few times a day, or sorry, a few times a week, she's still making her money. So she's just tricking people into believing that she's some big nail tech that's booked 2 and 3 months, years out. And she's not. Don't you all wonder how I know that? Don't you all wonder how I know that? Because if people really, really look through their booking software, there is a button that the public doesn't know about. Scoot in for this game. If you really research, there's a button that you can click to make you look busier. I never click that button because I'm gonna tell you why. But this girl has went in and clicked the button in her scheduling system that makes her look busier. Most of the softwares have this. It's to make you look busy. There is a marketing illusion button that you can press within your software. So if you only have 5 appointments scheduled for next week, the marketing software, if you click this button, if you move that toggle over, it will make it look like you have 9 appointments next week, to make you look more in demand, to make people, to create an urgency, a sense of urgency to book with you. That's what that girl did. And whatever software she's using, it looks like she has it like turned up a little bit. And we kept scrolling, and I kept showing her what I was saying. I said, look, we 5 years ahead. She still got appointments in 5 years. Who the hell is booking a nail appointment 5 years in advance? I don't even know if I'll be living here in Chicago in 5 years. You get what I'm saying? Like, nobody does that. Life has changed totally in 5 years. Who's booking nail appointments and putting a credit card with you on file for 5 years, on file for 2 years? It didn't make sense. And the more I started explaining this and pointing this out to her, I kept scrolling. I kept scrolling on her phone. I said, look, let's keep moving forward. The next year, the next year. I was like, she's still booked out. She started laughing. because the girl got mad at her because she couldn't make it from work. And she was like, I just didn't understand because she was a regular. I was her regular and I always came. But that one time and she treated me like that. She was like, I'm cool. This is how women with mature women with money react. She's like, I'm cool because I understand that's her business policy and everything. But you know, she was like, but I was just a regular of hers and I just called her. I called her from work and, you know, because I saw it coming. They weren't going to let me off work early. I think she was a nurse or something like that because I told you most of us, we look for the nurses, honey. Nurses are very stable. But anyway, she was like, I just wasn't going to be able to leave work that day. I just was not. It was crazy to die. She's like, I just felt some type of way. Basically, she's saying, man, I've been a loyal client to her and spending all this money with her. But the one time I couldn't make it, she didn't budge her policy not once. You got to have control. It's a lot that goes along with this. And to be honest with you, that nail tech who worked so hard to build this illusion for people to come fall into her trap, she's taking them for granted because she should have gave that girl a pass. She should have gave that girl a pass. If she's a regular and I looked at her prices, I'm like, she's spending all this money and she get design work. So you got people coming, you get basically like $80, $90, $100 short sets that could be done like this. Simple stuff. But you got people that's willing to pay you this ridiculous, not ridiculous, I'm not going to say ridiculous because she's an artist. They're willing to pay you your worth, what you feel like you're worth, and you just don't budge for them. And that's how she got in my chair. See, you mess up when you do stuff like that. Don't spend all that time branding yourself and then mess up over them clients. So she said, I paid her money and I told her I understood, you know, but I just felt some kind of way, you know, while she's sitting in my chair. Didn't I tell you all in the last week's lesson that clients will eventually talk and say what happened with their last nail tech? They eventually will talk. You just keep talking to them, they're going to start opening up to you. The more comfortable you make them feel, the more they're going to open up to you and let you know exactly what they need from you. And she started talking. After that point, she laughed. And she was just shaking her head while I was finishing her nail. She was like, man, I didn't even think about that. And I'm like, yeah, girl. I said, there's a button on our software and I can make myself look busier. Now, the reason why I don't suggest people ever push that button is because that system, you have no control over how it makes you look busy. And that dumb system can make you busy at times when you actually want to take people. So that's not even to me, that's strategically not smart. Because I don't want it putting fake appointments in my book on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays or whatever. Anytime, really, because it varies. Sometimes I'm busy during the first part of the week. Sometimes it's the end. It's weird. It just moves like that. It just depends on who's scheduled to come in. So for me, I suggest you do not use that button. If you go into your software and you start going into your settings, you will find that button. I do not suggest you hit that. I do not. Because somebody may be able to come to you only, like if you got a Saturday morning and you already have a 9 o'clock, it might go in and put somebody at 11. And the person who wants to come, you have to be at work at 3 o'clock. So now it's looking like, oh my gosh, she can only take me at 2. That's not going to be enough time. So they're not going to come to you. And that was the darn system blocking you out with a fake appointment. So I don't fool with that. But that's what that girl was doing. It was. I'm just reading through these comments. Jay Discovery said, I just did my first manicure event at my school. It was for autism prom. Oh, nice. Pampering the parents. It started slow, then got super busy to turn the people away at the end. That's how agency work is. What you just explained will be something you'll be sent on in an agency assignment. You'll get there in the event. At first, you'll be sitting there. You set up all pretty, really quick, and you got everything you need. And it'll be slow at first. And then once people realize that this stuff is being offered for free, or they will bombard you, and then it'll be a line form, and everybody's staring at you like, why can't she move faster? That's exactly how agency goes. And so that's why I said, you guys, can you polish a good nail? Can you move fast? Can you? Because that's where your real career may have to turn here and there, depending, especially working for an agency. You see, you put a tier, you said we had to turn them away because that's what happens at the end. Before you know it, it'll start to be slow. And once people realize that it's free manicures, once they realize and start chatting around the room, before you know it, you'll look out from being slow and sitting there looking bored to having a line of people. Now you got 12 or 13 people in your line along with the other nail techs or whatever, or your line, and you notice you only have 45 minutes left. That is very awkward when you only have 45 minutes left or 50 minutes left in an event and you have a line of all these people. You may have to stand up at some of these events, because I've had to do it because most people be too scared to do it. I'll be like, I'll do it because we ain't got enough time. We only taking you, we taking two each. I've done that on agency gigs. I just stand up and say what it is. And I'll be like, we're only able to take two more at this time because we're shutting down in 45 minutes, you guys, or, we'll three, whatever the time permits. 45 minutes, I'll say we could take three more people, because you should be able to do a agency type, that type of event. You should only be spending 15 minutes per person. If you're in an event like that and you're working on a person for 30, 45 minutes, you're not doing it correctly. I promise you. And the person who's in charge of it doesn't know any better, because when you're on stuff like that and you're dealing with the public, you should not be spending no more than 10 to 15 minutes per person. It's a different type of service, but you got a taste of it, and that is good. We barely can book cruises that far out. Exactly, Joshua. So you think people booking nail appointments that far out, putting their card into somebody's booking system? That person may not even be doing nails in 2 years. And I done put my credit card number up, just open on file for 2 years, that something is not even going to happen for 2 years. Come on now, people don't do that. It just does. It didn't even make sense, but the girl wasn't looking at it that way. I like the business ethic, but I don't like the method. Don't be a liar. I like the business ethic, but I don't like the method. I don't understand. Wait. That's awesome. You went to business school. What are you talking about? I didn't know that. Wow, okay, that makes sense now. Kendall, I don't understand what you're saying. You like the business ethic, but I don't like the method. Don't be a liar. Okay, wait, let's keep going. You're right, nobody. Yeah, nobody would book out that far. So she just wasn't looking. But you know what? Actually, the nail tech did their job, because that was the purpose of doing that, to make the person think they were in demand. It worked. So for us as nail techs, that tells you that these type of marketing tactics work on people. That girl was like very strategic. Her page was set up. Everything I talked about, the girl actually did it. However, I personally wouldn't do that. But I mean, it actually worked what she did. She had the people. She had some clients, but she was just trying to make herself like look bigger than what she was. And I don't even remember the girl's name, because I told you I don't pay attention to other people. Thank you. It was fun. It is fun to work those big events. But I'm glad you're getting this experience early, because you'll see how it's supposed to be. Because to be honest with you, we say manicures at those events, but to be honest with you, you're doing polish changes. But you just make it sound more zhuzhed up than it is. Even if you're giving them a massage, you're really just wetting their hands up. It's a certain way to do out in the field with the public. It's a different type of, we call it a mini manicure or a manicure, but it's really just a polish change. No cuticle work, none of that. When you're out in the public, never do cuticle work. If the person's cuticles are chewed the hell up, you take a buffer and just buff it a little bit harder, buff it downward, to smooth it out, and you're just going to move that polish up to that burnt up cuticle. That's all you can do in public situations. Do not be sitting there soaking cuticles, pushing back cuticles. And if a person is telling you that, they don't know what they're doing, especially if it's only like a few of you all and they expect you to get the masses done. They understand that person don't know what they're doing. They're not a nail tech. They were just told something they don't know. So in those situations, don't argue with them. Just go, oh, okay, and do what I'm telling you. Okay? So, shaking my head, Jay, cool, you got this. Okay. That happened with my daughter and her esthetician. She needed to reschedule at the last minute, but the girl charged her the cost of the facial, $85. She never went back. Yep. And that girl ended up in my chair telling me the story. And the crazy thing was, it was like, she the only person charged. She was like, her prices were up there. I was like, wow. And she didn't do no long nails. And hardly any designs. And she had a clientele. I know she had some clientele. She was just trying to make herself look like I'm in high demand. Sorry I'm late. Have a good night, beautiful. Hi, Mars Senorita. Sorry. I also had to close the shop down because time was up. Yeah, that's what happens in those events. So that's why I say, before you know it, once people start giving away, oh, they're free? Oh my God. It'll happen out of nowhere. You'll be like, where did all these people come from? It happens every time I do a public gig, every single time. Every single time that happens. That's why I say 10 to 15 minutes. Really just do a polish change. If the nail techs are next to you and they look like they're doing all this stuff, you can go through the motions, but really, a lot of nail techs really don't know proper etiquette with doing public events. I should do a video on that. Because a lot of people are not teaching, and a lot of people that have come out to those events, they don't have any experience either. So they're just like, just do little manicures. They're free. But really, it's a... Shoot, you start getting the paid gigs, it's paying you a lot of money to be there, they expect you to work and get a lot of people done. So I might do a video on that. If you guys want me to, let me know. Oh, you talking about the story I told? Girl, with the ethics, I keep telling y'all, this is the beauty business. It is not fair, and it does not love people. That girl is doing what she thought needed to be done. Just like I said in the last live, you all were disagreeing about how to go about the thing with the pregnant girl and the friendship. And it was funny because half you all was saying one thing and half you all on the other side. So I keep telling y'all, in the beauty business, y'all think it's so much love. It's not. It's cutthroat in this business. Like, people don't care. They're just trying to get their money. Huh? Yeah. That girl said she was booked. Every week you looked at all year long, she was constantly book. And I'm like, this girl's not this book 5 years ago. How good work is. Jenny is not booked that far. That's Cardi B damn nail tech. She ain't even booked that far out. This girl was saying she was booked for years. My client, I think I made her feel a little silly. I'm sorry. But I just had to point it out. I'm like, girl, you ain't missing none. That girl's playing on your mind. She is not booked. She trying to make you so she could do stuff like that. So the one time you mess up, she like, oh, well, you messed up my books in my time. This is what she would do. She would make herself look super booked. And she was saying that it was hard to get in. And once, what she would do sometimes is she would send out, this girl was running straight up game. I swear to God, this girl runs game to this very day. I can't remember her name though. She said that she would send out like a text message or something and be like, okay, for this week, a few slots opened up. And she would say the times and the dates that they were opened up. She was running game. But I guess it worked because she would be like, I would be looking for her, you know, to post what she had available because it'd be booked up sometimes. I couldn't get in. So I just have to look out for her email or her text. She was playing with their mind. That girl was never booked like that. But what it is that she's kind of smart. If you think about it, she would send out something saying, basically, these are the only times I want to do people. That's what she did. She didn't let them pick the schedule. She sat up there and waited till last minute to see how she felt. And then she put out the time she wanted to take people and say, you grab what you can. But people would be so happy, they'd just grab one. They wouldn't complain. Man, that's kind of game. Don't lie, y'all. That's kind of game. I don't think it's that ethical. But, I mean, it's part of how people do things in the beauty industry. Yes, please do a video on how to work in an event. I need to write that down, but I don't have a pen. Actually, I do. But let me write just the word event right here. Okay. So, yeah. I don't know how I started talking about all this, but I went from one video, came over here to this one. We all want to be free. We all want to live in this life because the people believe that the beauty industry is so pretty. It is not pretty on so many levels. It is pretty and it's a wonderful thing because if you really work at it and do what you're supposed to do and treat it like a real business, it's a great life and you can make just as much as more or more money than most people while controlling your own schedule. I just showed you an example of somebody taking it to the exact extreme of how to control your schedule. I don't suggest it taking it that far, but I'm telling you, like, once you make so much money and you see the lesson in what she's doing is that she has branded herself and branded and marketed herself and created a brand that makes her look high end, in demand, exclusive. So she's taking the time to do that and she's able to manipulate it. She's manipulating it to a degree I don't agree with ethically, but it shows you the power of marketing, the power of branding, and you can manipulate people's mind, even smart people with money. You can manipulate them into thinking that you're in high demand. That's deep if you think about it. I don't agree with how she's doing as a nail tech, but it's kind of deep. Thanks for the power of the pedicure. I did a mobile pedicure today and walked out with $100. I got this client because of my hoodie and someone asked me to do her brother's feet. That's right. I don't leave out the house for less than $100. You did her brother's feet for $100? That's not too much to ask. Not with travel, it's not. I have a cosmetologist license. I worked at my mom's hair salon doing hair color. She eventually closed down due to arthritis, so I stopped working to stay at home with mom. I want to start doing nails. Sharia says she charged $60. Sharia, that's right. That's what I'm saying. That power, that marketing. And if you said, oh, I don't, if when that person caught you off guard, whenever you marketing yourself outside, you got to be on guard. You got to be ready to spill your speech at any time. So when somebody saw your flyer, your hoodie that you were wearing, promoting yourself, when a person stepped to you, you can't be like, oh, I don't know, I got to think about it. No, now you don't look professional. Now you don't look like you don't believe in yourself. Now you don't look like you wearing somebody else's sweater. I'm not saying you did that. I'm saying, like, you see how you jumped on that money? That's because you knew what you had on. You knew it was because of that hoodie. And so when that person reached out to you, probably actually felt good, like, yes, my marketing is working. Once you get your confidence up and you combine it with your marketing, money will come to you. I keep telling you all they come. You see, she got $100 for a pedicure. She said, what'd she say? I saw 100 and I saw 60. See? Yes, power of the pedicure. That is a true statement. See how she went and did one person's pedicure and walked out with $100. She charged 60 and the person gave her 100. Okay? I'm gonna be right back. I got something to say about that, girl. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't even surprised. All y'all can get it. Oh, Lord, 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 let me drink some more water. Y'all surprised by a girl going to someone's house and doing a pedicure and getting $100? If that's shocking to you, wow, that's normal. That's what it should be. I would set a amount, and I say I don't leave the house for that, less than that. And for me, it's $100. And you all should be saying $100 too. You shouldn't be setting up anybody's house for less than $100 unless you're very, very new. Seriously, when you calculate the time, and I already said this a million times, calculate the time before and the time after and the time during the service, plus gas, plus the extra supplies you might have to buy to be mobile. If you want to make what you make on the average, you should be charging way more because you lose before and after time. That takes out of your schedule before and after time. And set up business. How do you think people set hourly wages for employees? They have to calculate all their overhead. So when you are setting your own wage and how much you think you should be making an hour, you got to calculate all your overhead and travel and set up time and all that. That's overhead. Time. Whew, I might do a little pamphlet on that too. You 40, any advice? Get started. A lot of y'all waiting for a magical video or some magical word from somebody to get started. Get started. Make sure I'm talking to the right person though. Yeah. You should be, shoot. You say you got your cosmetologist license and you staying at home. Do your mom's clients. You said she closed the place. What happened to all them clients? You all just let them go? That was worth money. A clientele book is worth money alone. You got a whole clientele book sitting there. Go get the clientele book. That's my advice. Unless I'm not understanding. But From what I understand, your mom, wait, yeah, mom's, you worked at your mom's hair salon doing hair color. She eventually closed down due to arthritis. What happened to all those clients? So yeah, I'm talking to the right people. Where are all those clients you all had? That's the answer right there. You're going to start from scratch when you had a whole salon full of people? I know you all had to have their information, their phone numbers or something in your booking system and written down. That's the answer. You already got the clientele. Call these people again if you have to. Make a flyer and send it out to them, or ask for their email address and have somebody make you a flyer or whatever and email it. Send a mass email, a mass text message. You got to text message each one the flyer. You do what you got to do. And I can't advise you because I'm not a professional, like that. I am a professional, but I'm saying I can't give you legal advice. That's what I'm trying to say. But do them at your house. Do them at your house until you can figure out where you want to do them. Bring these people back in your chair at the house, and you can do both at one time. If you're taking care of your mom, why you're not getting a check for taking care of your mom? You might be, and then be making that money right there too. I mean, y'all, what? You already know the answer, girl. You already know the answer. You still talk to a lot of people. Wait, hold on. I'm scrolling. Hey, Nails by Deborah Lynn. Watch the channel, you get plenty of advice. Yeah, it ain't always pretty, but it's the real truth. But yeah, Marcinurita, you already have the answer and the clientele. And you talk to these people, y'all done built the clientele to go let them find somebody else. And you do the same thing. Depending on how you live in a building, I'll be done built all them back up and get that apartment next door. Yeah, that's the answer. I want to start looking at my customers, like she said, like who's paying my bills. Yeah. People can get offended when they hear me say stuff like that if I do their nails, but it's the truth. How you think I pay you think I'm just polishing your nails because I like this polish? No, I don't. I got to pay my bills. So what, you see all these people coming in at my house or whatever, you see these, not in my house, you just see all these clients that I have or whatever. It's like, okay, well, what you think I'm doing with this money? I got real bills to pay, just like you do. So they don't need to understand it, but I understand it. So Joshua said it sounds like a relaunch may need to happen. Yeah. You say you're very knowledgeable. Thank you for the advice. Living at home. Yeah. And that's another thing. My aunt had a salon in her basement for years. My uncle worked at a Nabisco. You all eat the Nabisco cookies. He used to work in the factory here in Chicago, in the factory. And my aunt took the entire basement and built a salon. Like, we used to come in the side door and you go down the stairs and it was built like a salon with a shampoo bowl and dryers and a sitting area and a little TV. And even she had that curtained off where it was the playroom behind there. So when she wasn't doing clients, we'd be back there in the playroom. As long as you have a separate entrance in your home, if you want to, you can contact and see, how to legit, you need to make that if that's something you want to do permanently. But it might be something you want to try out till you figure out, another solution temporarily, and then just take it from there. But, don't listen to naysayers who may talk you out of that. I mean, you're just really trying to see what it is. If you already know these people and you don't have that space anymore, just see how many will come back until you can find a salon that you want to work in. Or, like I said, find out what it takes if you really want to do it in your house to do it in your house. Because most houses have separate entryways, and so there are loopholes. You just have to, do whatever they tell you to do to make it on paper if you want to take it to that step. I never suggest anybody wake up one morning and say, I want to do it out of my house, and just instantly jump into it, because you may start doing it out of your house and decide you don't want to do it. A lot of people don't like working from home. So I would say at least test it out for a couple of months to see if it's something you like, and then take it from there. Kill two birds with one stone. So I guess that's it. I did not plan on being online for a whole hour. My goodness. Oh, no problem. No problem. I mean, that's the first thing when I went back and read, I was like, she don't need an answer. She is sitting in front of her. Y'all had a salon. She had to let it go, do the ailments. Bring the people with you. You already got them. You already put the work in. Don't force them into anybody else's chair. They already used to spending their money every week. You gonna let it go somewhere else? They was already used to giving it to you all. So that's my answer. Those people are already used to spending money with you. You think it makes that much difference if they got to just come to a different address? People connect with people, you know? I always say that people don't really buy products and services. They really buy people. People buy overpriced stuff from people all the time. Like the girl I talked about a few minutes ago. They were spending all that money with her for them short set of acrylic nails because of the brand she built and the urgency that she made them think it was to get with her. They could have went and got short nails for a third of the price they was paying her, literally a third of the price. But they paid her triple because they liked her brand and how it looked and how she, they felt like they was getting something special. So it's all about how you make people feel and not necessarily about even what you do. Because your work may never be all that good, but they just like you and how you make them feel. And that girl was making people feel like they was getting something special by sitting in her chair. And it worked. So I guess I'm going to go to sleep now, you guys. I've been out partying and everything, and I just wanted to come on here real quick, impromptu. The meeting tomorrow, the discussion tomorrow, I'm not quite sure. I might have to move it to Monday. So if you all watch this video all the way, I might have to move it. But if so, the notification bell will ring to change it. If so, it'll be like Monday at about 4 or 5 o'clock. But right now it's set for 7. But it's a couple of friends' birthday, and if I end up going out with them, I'm not going to have time to get online with you all because I know how that can go. It can be hours. So I don't want to get on here and just rush through it. I'd rather move it to Monday. So we'll know soon. And you all have a good night. Good night, Jade Discoveries.